Yeah, I don't believe in destiny. I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me. You ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know, better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes. Call me aggressive with my flow. Call me offensive even though Joe, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right, it's not enough. Even though you try, you still mess up. But I'm still gonna fight for what I love. Still gonna die for what I love. Still gonna try, I won't give up. Still gonna fight until I've won. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left. And I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win. I won't stop till the end, no. Some injuries, mentally and physically. Studied them religiously so I don't repeat history. And people won't admit to me they don't want a victory bad enough to get a C. They'd rather just go leave it be. I know this journey I've been on since 13, working hard and learning, never stopping searching. Yeah, it's burning, all this passion hurts me. I took action working, writing down these words. No, I'm not okay, I just wanna be something. I don't wanna be nothing, living all alone. No, I'm not alright, I'm just barely getting by. But I'll tell you I'm just fine, so you leave me alone. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left. And I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win. I won't stop till the end, no.
Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to a weekend update. You guys, we've already got the Gollum Master himself, Chris Bernard. I'm trying to remember. Chris. Hail the dying breed. Hail the Gollum Masters, you guys. It's so good to see you in the chat already, my dude. It has been a while. It's been a while, and I have definitely some explaining to do, which I believe it was not that bad, but we'll get to that. It's good to be back with you guys, and it's really great to be here. So for those of you, if you have never tuned into a weekend update, this is a time for me to come and literally just give a weekend update. What have I been up to as far as my writing, the book series, and everything going on in my life? And granted, this is the first time that we've done a weekend update after Lit RPG Con, and you guys, it was amazing. Truly incredible. The team that put it together they blew every expectation out of the water. It was by far the best convention experience I have ever had. And I cannot wait for next year. Like, I already have a date on my calendar for later this month of when I should go and order my tickets. It should be like my plane tickets to fly out. Like, I am that devoted and dedicated and ready to go and do this. That's how awesome it was. So before we get into the rest of the weekend updates, I got to give a shout out to the Patreon community, The Dying Breed, Warrior Bernard, Fighters Maxwell Foster, Q, Guardian Wilkie, which a huge thank you to Guardian Wilkie for blessing me with this awesome Golem Master hat. I definitely love it. It's normally up there on the shelf with my special items, but dude, I love this. This is so awesome. For those of you who don't know, Wilkie he cosplayed as Pepper at Lit RPG Con. It was awesome to see, and it was just such a great experience. So, so Guardian Wilkie, Soldiers, Boslo, Little Panda Aiden, Unwired, and the ever amazing Jessica Wargo. And then, of course, we have Defenders LG, Jodan, Miss Aoife, and the Duck Commander Stephen Landry. Thank you so much to the Patreon community. You guys, like, seriously, you guys mean the world to me. Thank you. Awesome hat. I know, dude, right? It's pretty slick. But not only do I have the awesome hat with me today, I have the ever ferocious Mala. Look at this really cool thing. Fan sent me. She was like, I'm sorry. I didn't want to send it to you at first. I didn't think it was like going to be like that cool. You're probably going to think it was cheesy. I'm like, this is badass. Okay. Like, this is the most ferocious battle tiger you could ever ask for. I'm ready to parachute this thing into Russia and Ukraine because the war would be over as soon as these feet hit the ground. Like, let's just be real. How does that face not scream death and destruction to you? So thank you for the awesome battle cat. I absolutely love it. And if you guys did not see the photo, this Mala statue normally goes right up there with Brian's face because that's the other face that I love seeing every day. It is legit, dude, right? I absolutely love it. And I think it's one of those things where it's still kind of hard to comprehend as an author, right? When you have people who just love and care about you so much that they're now making items from your worlds that you've written and they're sending it to you and sharing all this stuff with their friends. Like, it's just such a beautiful thing. And it's still a very odd feeling because it's hard to comprehend that someone else loves your world as much as you do, or at least enjoys the story enough to want to do these things. So it means the world to me, but it's still a very heavy emotion of trying to balance out. But I'm forever grateful. I'm forever grateful for you guys' support because it's just shocking that you guys have shown up. When you first start out writing, you don't really think anyone's ever going to read your work. You hope people do, but I think many of us come in with that imposter syndrome of like, no one's going to read this. No one's going to care. And then, of course, we slowly build this awesome community of people. So thanks. Thanks to you guys. Again, the Patreon community. It's just been an incredible feeling. So, all right, let's get into the writing update because that's what I love to share and talk about. As far as writing update, this week we had a killer week. I was able to get to just under 14,000 words written in Golem Master Book 4, which I was really happy with. But a part of those words came in from some Golem matches. Granted, I definitely upped the standard for what I wanted to write when it came to the Golem League matches. So I wrote 2 Golem fight scenes. That's where a lot of our words came from, knowing that I was going to put one of those scenes later on in the book. So it kind of prevented me from getting progress into the book of where I needed to be, but it at least allowed me to have that all done and ready to go. So I can just insert it later. So that was really nice to be able to still hit my word count that I needed to hit, and get me further progressed. So the ever amazing JD Glasscock, who is the star blinding me with their charisma. Dude, that is you, my friend. You are a champion amongst champions. So thanks for coming in. Thanks for all your positive, refreshing support. And for those of you who don't know, one of the most wonderful things that I've ever had happen, very lovely, took me by surprise. We were at Lit RPG Con. JD is sitting on a panel, and I was trying to track down someone didn't even realize they were in the panel session. So I walk in, and there I see JD sitting at the end of the table, and he basically says something to the effect of like, "Hey, I don't know if you guys realize this, but TJ Lombardi just entered the room. You guys need to check him out because that dude is awesome." And I was like, "Holy cow, man! That is such a huge blessing." Definitely took me by surprise. Thank you, JD. But that just speaks to the ever amazing person that you are, and successful author for all you've accomplished, man. So thanks for that. That meant a lot. That was very, very lovely. Yeah, so we had a great week of writing. It did get Golem Master Book 4 up to 120. We're just under 125,000 words, which, if you guys remember, Golem Master Book 3 came in at about 195,000. Golem Master Book 3 is with Catherine right now going through the edits, so I'm really excited about that. She is going to take her time, just because it is such a heavy book, right? Like, the books that she has done for me, we started out in the 110, 120,000 range, maybe 105,000 range. And now she's tackling literally 2 books worth of material. So she's definitely going to take her time. There's no rush there. More than likely, if we get things going well, we may be looking at an October, maybe a November release date, or I may just push it back to January. So not sure. I'm really not sure, but I'm having fun. That's the most important thing. And I'm excited because what was great was how Catherine herself was super excited to get the manuscript as well. I sent it to her right before she went on vacation, or holiday as they call it over in the UK. And she just said, like, I'm having to fight the temptation to just not dive into this book and actually take some time for myself. So it's always great, like, when you have your editor who's just as excited about your world as you are. That's such a blessing. I'm still mad Geneva prohibited me from wearing my Tinkerbell costume with my demon-possessed bowling ball. You know what, man? Next time you just got to do it. You just got to push those boundaries, I think, right? So do that. That's for sure. Okay, so so Golem Master Book 4, we're at 125,000 words. We're still cooking. We still got a lot of things to do, a lot of things to upgrade, but we are starting to get to the point of Act 3, which is really the entire build, right? I end Book 3 on a little bit of a cliffhanger and a little bit of a tease of what's to come. Beginning of Book 4, we answer that cliffhanger. We get a little bit of redemption, but then we start going into everything else as well. That was all set up. Like, it was set up at the very end of Book 2. So it's always good. Have fun driving. All right, dude. You stay safe. Thanks for coming in, JD. Great to always have you, my friend. So it's just been really good, and there's a lot that's coming up in Book 4 that is just there to surprise people. But there's just so much to come. So I'm super excited for Golem Master Book 5 and 6. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make that into 2 books or if I should just do 1. But that's where it's at, right? That's what's going on. Okay, so the writing total for the year, we are just under 375,000 words. You guys, we're almost there. My writing goal for the year was 400,000 words. We're easily going to, hit that goal, progress forward. And I am just over 30,000 words away from hitting my 1.5 million mark of words written. So as Chris and I like to joke earlier, like, God, dude, it was last year when we had that talk. It was basically the fact of all your words written are XP, right? All of your experience points that you're getting to add into your writing career. So I am almost at 1.5 million XP, you guys. That's really fun to think about. And I'm excited to get there. I'm hoping that I'll get there very soon, obviously by the end of the year. But I've only got 3 more months left in the writing year, August, September, October. So I have no doubt that I'll be able to hit that goal. That's the goal, right? We're going to push for that. We can do it. Okay, so let's see. That's what's going on. The writing, it's been really fun, you guys. Frustrating part, audiobook for Golem Master. It is under review with ACX. There's nothing I can do to push this forward. There's nothing I can do to make it go faster, right? It is literally in ACX hell right now. But what I will say is Daniel Wisniewski, Jessica 3, they did such an incredible job. I absolutely love their approach to it. I'm so blessed that I've gotten to have these narrators work on this project, and they've been committed for this entire series. So we'll have that consistency all throughout the book series. One of the things I will say is, one of the things I reflected on this week was how when you have sports athletes, they may say, I really would always love to play with this player, like be on the same team with this player, spend more time with this player, etc. For me, it was audiobooks that really pushed myself to get back into writing. It was audiobooks that pushed me to go down this journey. I absolutely love audiobooks. I absolutely love how much the narrators bring those stories to life for us, right? They read the material and they conjure up these characters for us to fall in love with. And granted, I know that not all readers enjoy audiobooks, but for me at least, that's what I love. What's funny is, as an author, that's always on my mind, is I would love to work with more and more narrators. I absolutely would. I would absolutely love to have the chance to work with more narrators. I still want to work with Steve Campbell. I would still love to work with Nick Bedell, because that dude's just OG amazing. But Justin James, absolutely love Justin as a person. Got to spend time with him at Lit RPG Con. Nowhere near as much time as I wanted to. Absolutely love that man. Would love to do some work with him. Andrea Parsno. I absolutely adore that woman. She is just so incredible on so many different levels. Who else? There's just so many. Neil Helsger. I just, as an author, one of the things that I think about is constantly when, how many narrators could I hopefully eventually get to work with? And granted, I know everyone loves Travis Baldree and Luke Chemlenko and Luke Daniels. And those guys are great. It's just, there's just some narrators that I always would be like, I wish I could write faster just so I could get books with these narrators and get to experience this together, because that is how much I look up to these guys and ladies. They're just amazing and incredible. So there's that. And there's so many book projects and book ideas that I have. I've talked about Discarded Warrior with Jessica Wargo on her podcast. That was a book series that I was actually working on this week. Slowly still developing, slowly still thinking about it, working it, developing it in my head. So I really want to write Discarded Warrior. But I also have this this idea for Seer, which I posted in my Patreon. I was just, speak of the fucking devil. Hello there, darling. We were just talking about you. And of course, I did not miss you, Richie. What's up, Professor Lombardi? What is up, Principal Stevens? It is great to see you. I can't wait to hear Ryan DeBruin's voice with all the jokes in Golem Master 2. Dude, yes, that is going to be hilarious. I absolutely cannot wait for him to get that. Jessica, of course. Hey, yo, love you, my dear. Oh my goodness gracious, you guys. It is the ever incredible, the Eli Gardner, here in the chat, blessing us with her presence. I do not feel worthy. I asked Travis Baldree to narrate mine, LOL. He actually answered, but it was a polite, I'm busy. You know what? That's true. I mean, if I remember correctly, I think he's 2 to 3 years booked out right now. So, yeah, I get it. But if you are looking for a female narrator, I do have someone that I can literally get you connected with because she is looking for work. I was listening to her do live recordings earlier this morning. So you let me know. I will get you connected because I'm sure that she would be happy to at least have the discussion with you. But yes, Travis Baldree. Oh, that man, so beautiful, so amazing. We were just talking about, being on the podcast, and we were talking about how I was talking about Discarded Warrior, how I was working on that. But then in the Patreon, I was mentioning Seer, which was supposed to be the continuation of Bloodbath. Where if Bloodbath took off, it was going to be a follow-on story, different characters, but same world. Well, one of the interesting things was, as I was thinking about it this morning, I was like, I actually could revive Seer and just do it in a different way. I could even, actually, that I think about it, I could still use it in the same world, just, maybe give it some separation so people don't realize, because I really like the concept, and the system is really easy for me to understand and work with as an author. Like it's a very simple, very easy plug and play system that I could work with and just do a little bit of a modification. I think it would work. I could write it in first person. It's a post-apocalypse, which everyone loves. And that's what, the genre is really heavy with right now, is for some reason, just post-apocalypse is the thing that can really get you going, especially if it's a post-apocalyptic fantasy somehow, like that's a thing. But anyways, the problem I have is, what do I want to focus on next? Because I do want to finish Golem Master series. I want to get Golem Master 5 and 6, wherever the ending is. I want to get that done, because I already have one series that is left open, The Dying Breed. And I do not want to not finish Golem Master, regardless of sales. I don't want to start a new series and not finish a series. I don't think that's really fair to the readers. I have seen, when we talk about backlog for authors, like you have multiple books or stories, series that are just already there and available. When your new readers find your current work, they will go back and look at your old work and possibly pick it up. I've already seen that from launching Golem Master. I've seen the other books have interest in them and other people check them out. It's just not their forte, right? And so the thing that I think about is, okay, this Golem Master 5 and 6 is going to be at least another 6 months of dedication to making sure that I write it, finish it, and that it ends on a good note. What will the market be like in the next year to 2 years? And the reason I say that is, it's going to be 6 months of writing Golem Master. It's going to be another 6 months to a year of writing the next series, whatever that is. And then it is possibly another year to 2 years of letting it be on Royal Road, to let it cultivate, let it mature, grow, get some followership, get some exposure. And that is also a part of my thought process and my strategy for the next series, is to write, to completely write it out, put it on Royal Road, let it sit for a while, and let me recoup some funds, because this last year has been extremely intense. And the year before that, having to do house projects, house repairs from the damage of the contractors, which that damage, thankfully insurance is covering it. But I had to put out $10,000 up front just for them to do $15,000 worth of damage. So having to deal with that, having to deal with 2 to 3 books of editing with Catherine, the audiobooks, it's just a bunch of expenses. So in writing the next series and then just putting it up on Royal Road, it allows me to recoup some funds and just slowly save up for that next round. And I think I have some other strategies in mind of how I want to approach the next series or massive book. But when you factor in all of that, what is the market going to want in 2 years? Are they still going to want post-apocalypse? Are they still going to want, something like Discarded Warrior? How are you able to predict what the market wants in 2 years? You don't. You can't. So that's the gamble that I have, is I'm going to be devoting a lot of time to writing whatever the next series is. And hopefully it's just a banger and people fucking love it. All right, you guys have been in the chat. I haven't answered you. I'm sorry. I know, Eli, I love you. Why don't you ever answer my calls or texts? Let's talk about that real quick. Okay. I need ACX to hurry up and release a book for my ear holes. I know, dude. I know. I don't read Patreon chapters or anything on Railroad, actually. I know, but I definitely love your contributions. You are such a blessing, Jess. So thank you very much for just supporting. It means the world. So, and you get free books when they do come out because we hook you up that way. I forgot to ask, how did play testing the card game at Lit RPG Con go? We haven't really talked much about Lit RPG Con. We did cover the fact that Mr. Kyle Wilkinson, our awesome Patreon member, made me this amazing hat. He cosplayed as Pepper at Lit RPG Con. And he was like, I want to make sure I give this to you because I'm going to make another one when I get home, but I want this one to go to you. So I am definitely rocking it because it's awesome. It's the Golem League hat that Pepper wears. And then, of course, I got this awesome little Mala Battle Tiger because I had a super fan that wanted to make it for me. She almost didn't send it to me, but I was like, no, you have to send it. I want it. And it goes right up there with Brian's face because the eyes of judgment of like, TJ, why are you not writing? They just burn a hole into my soul. Okay. But yes, we'll talk about that. And write it in 12th person. I don't even know what that is. Like, I've met so many people who are like, wow, you must be great at spelling and grammar and formatting and punctuation. And I'm like, no, I am complete dog shit. I just hire an amazing editor and she fixes things. And I think that is also one thing that we could do a much better job of in raising our kids is do not quelch the creativity, but teach them how to overcome the obstacles to keep allowing them to do the creativity. Because for so many years, I was like, you're a terrible writer. You have all of these problems. And it wasn't until I was like in my 30s where I'm like, bro, you literally can hire someone to fix all that shit for you. And granted, it costs a lot, but you know what? There's ways around that now. So don't let that stop your creativity. So yeah, here we go. Erica, I was just shouting you out to my cousin like literally 10 minutes ago. You missed it. What up, big Ryan Maxwell? Oh, hey, there you are. Angel Ramon, hey, dude, hope you're well. Bro, I miss your face. You need to get to Lit RPG Con, dude. I'm just telling you, you need to go. Editors are the quiet drivers behind all the creativity. Bless them. Yes, bless them. LOL, 8 books in and just learning grammar, but barely. Yeah. You know what? I don't even learn. I do not even learn. I just do. And I just struggle bus it the entire time. That's all it is. If you can struggle bus it with enough effort, you can get, people on board. Your dumpster fire of a train wreck, it's great. Mine was pushed down, but I'm trying to bring it back. Yes, you are. Damn it. We're doing it. Were you? I was going to watch back when I was done. Yes, I was. So, of course, we support the community here. And, Erica, it was the first time that I got to listen to your recording. And I have to say, like, you've got it. You were amazing and great. I need to pick up some of your audiobooks. So definitely put an audiobook in the chat that you want to promote, that you've done, that you think is great, that you would encourage people to check out. I definitely want to check out your work. You are fantastic. And you're such a beautiful person, such a beautiful soul. That's why I love supporting my other fellow indie people, as you know. This week, we were doing our shout outs, doing our hype train of meme posting. I just love doing it. And of course, speaking of audiobooks, this fucking guy right here, Nick Boslow, the ever amazing, wonderful person. Good afternoon, my dude. It is great to hear from you. August 5th, this guy's book comes out. I've only got about 1 or 2 chapters in, but I am super liking it. If you guys like a sarcastic AI, then you're just going to want this book. You're going to want One Flew Over the Dragon's Nest by Nick Boslow. Again, August 5th. He just released a small audiobook preview from Rebecca Woods. It sounds amazing. I cannot wait. It's already pre-ordered on my thing, dude. So it is going to download on August 5th, and we're going to tear into that book. I used the Grammarly Pro version, was only like $70 a year, totally worth it. My line editor had an easy time. So here's the thing, man. Like I downloaded Grammarly and I tapped it into Microsoft Word. And those two together, dear God, it was like being in the middle of a divorce between mom and dad. Both are fighting for attention of the text. Both of them are telling you two different things to do. And I swear to God, I want to pimp slap both people who made that shit. Oh my God. I like Grammarly in some ways. It is very good at catching some things. However, work together, people. Grammarly, yes. Blushing. Yes, you are. It's fine. I do love sarcasm. Would have never guessed that with you, Jess. The dialogue is hilarious. It was really fun. Very impressive, Nick. I seriously cannot wait for it. It's better to use in Google Docs, not Word. Don't use it in Word. Okay, that's fair. That is fair. I get that. Tell us how you really feel. Well, just saying, I'm not encouraging violence, but I am. Okay. Driving at the moment, so I can't comment. That's fine. That's fine. You know what, Nick? You are a British treasure. Okay. You give us hope that not all of Britain screwed up, right? So we need you to be as safe as possible because clearly you yourself, like solely the individual, you might bring Britain back up for all of us. All of the great things you guys have done throughout history. So, try to conquer America, rude. Just let us be, bro. Just let us be. Let us do our thing. Okay, so Jess was asking about Lit RPG Con and the game testing. So our trading card game. Do I even have the cards here? Where are the cards? Okay, the cards are somewhere. I have the cards somewhere. I know I have the cards downstairs. But the trading card game, so Ryan and I got to play 2 games while Kyle and Waldo played 1 game. And I tried to explain it to Kyle. I was like, hey, you're choosing a Drebin deck. Drebin is more of a control deck where there's no magical runes to attack with. It is just a melee deck. You're literally there to try to outlast your opponent. And I don't think he understood what I was trying to encourage him. I was like, hey, there's like 2 to 3 other deck options you can pick from, bro. Like, maybe not Drebin. But he went with Drebin. And Waldo went with Anubis, which Anubis is a great deck in my opinion. I think it is really good. But Ryan and I did play. And yeah, I know you're sad, Jess. And yes, we played twice. And Ryan, I don't know if I would say you whooped my ass, but you did win. I will give you that. I will concede. Ryan won. And I think, I don't know, Ryan, maybe you can comment on it real quick. I think the biggest thing is just making sure some of the cards are a little bit more clear with the intent. But I think the flow of the game is still good. It really comes down to the shuffle, right? Like you try to balance out a deck. You don't get a good shuffle. You don't pull the cards you need to. And there's that. I think the other thing too is maybe reorganizing a little bit of the dice roll options. Cause like with Ryan's card where you get to trade in something for something else, maybe open up those brackets a little bit. So it's a little bit easier on a dice roll. And just a few other things. Yes, you can flashbang a flashbang though, Ryan. That is going to stay. You just need to get over that. It is what it is. But it was really fun. I had a great time. It was one of those things where I was worried that there would not be enough time to truly play test. And that was really proved correct. So there is just so much going on at the con. So many people around that you want to talk with, you want to spend time with, that devoting time to play testing a game, like it was very limited. And I felt like we didn't have enough time to truly devote to it. So that's where
I've handed the decks off to a coworker of mine who is very interested in the game. He wants to play test it. So he and his family have it for a week. I have another coworker. He and his son want to play test it. So that's going to go there. And then it'll be going out to Chris and Aiden, and then Steven and Tori and Ryan again, if he wants it, like all these other people, so that you guys have much more devoted time to play test it, make all of your notes of like, hey, these are the changes we recommend, and go from there. It was one of those things where once I saw it being play tested and how little time we had, I was like, you know what? There's no rush in getting this card game developed. We can simply take more time, let the books percolate and everything else. So may not go for a Kickstarter, crowdfund system next year, but may just keep doing play testing and make sure the game is solid once it's there. I agree. It's just like Magic the Gathering and lands. It's nicely balanced to get items and support cards to prevent damage. I only found the one issue that needed to be clear on the card. Yeah, Geneva's card. And 2 flashbangs just mean more flash and more bang, not a neutral. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It just means I banged you before you banged me, bro. I will bang you from front and behind. You're fucking awesome, man. Take all the time you need to get it right. Thanks, dude. Charles Dean, if you guys remember, the teacher at Status Academy right here. Dude, I really missed having you at Lit RPG Con, but I'm still just super excited and super happy for you and the family, the new addition. So hopefully you can make it out next year. Please, for me. Tell your family that I need you. It could be a life and death situation. Not sure, but we could just go with that. Let's just, let that be there. So the game it is really fun. And I think like there's so much more that I want to do with it. I want to have more golems made and I want to really push it forward. But at the same time, I was like, this is truly to test out the base and the foundation. Let's make sure that is correct before we start even trying to figure out what shade of paint we're going to paint the walls, So there's that. And it's just been really fun. Charles, we need to get you a card, man. Charles, Jess, the principals, Richie and Joel. There's a lot. Nick Boslow and JD Glasscock, like they're getting cards. Erica's going to get a card. So like, there's a lot of people who are like, dude, I want a card made for me. And it's like, I get that. But again, like those cards are coming. Those characters, like I will do those for you guys because I want to do my best to show appreciation to everyone else. This is why I love the community, because we are a community and we do support each other and we do have love for one another. And I want to keep highlighting all the amazing people in the community. So the game is fun. It's really fun. I just said fun twice. I just am not rushing it. So take your time, bud. I can only speak for myself, but I'm not going anywhere. That is true. And I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. So, okay. What else? What else do we need to talk about? Lit RPG Con, you guys. I know I mentioned it at the very beginning of the stream, but I just think it needs highlighting again. It truly was the best convention I've ever attended. I cannot wait for next year. I already cannot wait. I have already started to plan and do some things to surprise people for next year, just for the con. And of course, the Patreon members, you guys will also have a special item. If not, you make it to the con. But I had planned on doing something this year. I never got word back from Emily, but I was able to give her cards at the convention. She loved them. She was totally surprised. So that was really fun and exciting. And hopefully it's something we can communicate with later on to possibly do for sure. But after being at Lit RPG Con, seeing the environment, seeing the people, and just knowing this convention is only going to get better. It is only going to grow. It is not going anywhere. Out of all the conventions I have been to, the energy, just the energy within the room, within the building, within the 3-day event was so electric it is not going to die out. It is that simple. Like, it is not going to die out. The genre is not going to die out. The momentum is not going to die out. If anything, the only thing I would say is it's just going to be harder for people to enter into the marketplace because of so many established people already. But I think that is why the community is so important, and for people to be actively involved in the community, getting to know the authors, getting to speak with them. And what was really great about the con is getting to sit next to Sean Hall on a panel. You know, talking to Sean so many times over Messenger, like, hey, dude, can I post in the group, et cetera, et cetera. Getting to sit next to him and actually hang out with him and realize like how fun he is as a person, that was really cool. Getting to hang out and John Stovall, right? I've talked to John a few times. Same thing through Messenger, on Facebook posts. I got to the panel early. I was like, hey, man, where do you want me to sit? Like, you're the moderator. I'm happy to do whatever you need me to do, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, you know what, TJ, like, you and Jez are probably like the most well-known. You guys, how about you sit here, and that way we can balance it all out, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, like, you think I am one of the most well-known? Like, bro, you're more well-known than me. And so it's just such a wonderful time where you're getting to actually meet these people that you've only met online. It's not going away. And so I wanted to really do something special for next year. So I'm super excited. I've already started to talk to one or two other authors about partnering up in some ways. So I'm really excited for that. And it's going to be such an incredible time. More than likely, I may or may not bring the cards back with me again. I'll probably still throw them in the suitcase, but I won't make it like a highlight. There's another thing that I'm planning to do that I want to really give priority to. So that's going to be my goal for next year at least. But I am planning to I am planning to arrive at least an extra day early. So this year I flew in on a Thursday. Next year I'm going to fly in on a Wednesday. Even if I have to spend more money on the hotel, I don't care. The elevation sickness sucked. I have experienced it before because I used to be in Klamath, which was very similar in elevation to Denver. I used to hike up into the hills, which was an extra 2,000 elevation. I was acclimated, and I, being on search and rescue, would go and rescue literally hikers up on the mountains. And I would also help hikers that had to deal with elevation sickness. So having to go through that again, oh, it sucked. It really sucked for those first 3 days. But I want to get there early because there are other friends of mine in the Denver area. I want to be able to see them and spend time with them. So that's where, if I get in a day early, all of those extra friends who are in the area can come up. We can have some fun seeing each other, spending time together, catching up. And then I can also be there for the convention. And then I will probably leave or stay an extra day late. So I left on a Monday, which got delayed at the airport. Thank you, Frontier Airlines, not flying with you again. And I left early Tuesday morning. So more than likely I'll be leaving Tuesday. That way I just spend, again, another day there in the Denver area. I've never been to a first contest was so smooth. Yeah, the convention. I couldn't believe the number of people who were into smaller authors. Obviously, people were there to see the big names, but even the small authors got recognized. And that is such a great point, Ryan. Thank you for bringing that up. There was an individual, and I truly regret this. I didn't think about it until after the fact. I was on my second panel, which was on death and stakes and tension within characters, like the threat. How do you build that? And so I'm sitting there. It was actually a great panel. Jay Krause was sitting right next to me. He and I were laughing it up. Jeffrey Falcon Long was our moderator, which, again, I've talked to Jeff briefly over Facebook. He is such a wonderful person. So much fun to be with in person. So getting to meet him was awesome. Jeff is yelling at Jay and I to shut up and stop laughing because we're having side comments. So anyways, I'm standing there at the table, and I'm obviously staying a little late because just in case anyone wanted to talk to me. it was the first convention where I got to do panels in person. So having people come up to you, random strangers, days or later that day, and say, I really enjoyed what you said on that panel. I really appreciated what you said on that panel. I loved what did it. Like, it blew my mind because I'm like, well, one, I don't remember what I said. So I'm glad that you liked it. Thank you. I just don't know really what I said. I blanked out. It was crazy. But then this individual, he comes up, he has a backpack, he opens it up, and there is a hardcover edition of Golem Master. And I was like, holy shit, like, you have a hardcover of Golem Master? And he's like, yeah, I do. And I was like, dude, thank you. Like, that means amazing. I don't even know who you are. He's like, well, I actually brought 120 books with me. And that blew me away. He's like, well, when I saw the convention was happening, I went and I saw all the panelists, all the special guests that were mentioned, and I tried to buy a book of every single person and bring it with me. And so, yeah, I was hoping, would you sign it? It was the most incredible thing. And it was just so wonderful that a random stranger was just like, you're a panelist. I want to buy your book and I want it signed. And so I had 2 of the trading cards with me. I gave them to him. I was like, hey, here you go, man. And he was like, well, will you sign the cards too? You know what, dude? Yeah, I'll sign whatever you want me to sign to a certain point. There are limits. There's like the fine print at the end of that statement, which says like TJ does have the option to, not sign everything. I have learned from Matt, just, a little bit. But yeah, that was such an incredible time. What was the name of the other game we played? We got to be videoed during that. It is Imminent Peril. There's a Discord for it. I'm in the Discord, and I have not signed up for any games, but they do play virtually. They're trying to get that back and going. I just told the guys, it's like, look, email me. I don't care how much it is. Like, I will buy 3 copies of the game right now because I want to give them out as Christmas gifts. So if you just get them, you just send me a dollar amount. Just send me an invoice. I will buy them. Ryan, same. I was on the big fuck, marry, kill panel. Jesus. People came to buy my book just because they thought I was funny. We each got moments to shine because Geneva made sure people all got to be present. 100%, dude. 100%. And you killed it. You absolutely killed it on the panels. But it was truly great. Almost, that's what's so great about our genre is it doesn't matter if you've sold 1,000 books or 100 books. You are an author within this genre. You're within the community. You are supporting the community. You are on a panel just like any other author. What other genre does that? None. No other genre does that. My first series was fantasy, and I had so many gatekeepers that shunned me from being within fantasy communities because I was indie, because I was trying to self-promote my work. Here in the Lit RPG genre, we are so welcoming. We are so welcoming, so open to everyone that's what makes our community special. And granted, we're growing. There's going to be thorns with the roses, as I've said multiple times. It's the unfortunate part of growth. But what it is going to be is those within the community now and those within the community that started it are going to know the OG people. They're going to know, like, no, TJ's a good dude. Jay Boyce is a good dude. Jen is awesome. Evan Durham has been here since the beginning. Like, we're all going to know each other. Paul Hasseltine, Kyle Wilkinson, all of us know who the people are within the community that have built it, that have established it, and that have these connections. And it's one of those things where we're like, no, we know who the real people are. Over time. So yeah, it was, dude, such a great con. And speaking of the con, Pop coming in. What is up, my dude? It is great to see you. So Pop came up, had some great conversation with him. So Steve, if you don't know, This is my weekend updates. Oh, I didn't even explain why I was gone for a while from my weekend update. Normally what I do is I do my weekend update where I will come on for anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour or an hour plus. I talk about my writing updates, how many words I got in this week, what's going on in the books, the status of them, thoughts going on, revolving the writing, revolving audiobooks. And then normally I will do my thoughts for the week where I have videos or reels that I've found on Instagram and I talk about them, share them with you guys. It's just a way for me to stay connected and, of course, like highlight how great the community is. I'm here for you guys, and you guys keep me going because there's so many days, as you know, probably pop from your own life experience. There's so many days where you just want to quit, you want to give up, you think it's hopeless, and then you come in and someone just is like, "Hey, man, you don't know this, but like I've been watching you, and dude, you helped me get through my week." Or I love what you said here. That totally inspired me. And so this is what I try to do. I try to do my weekend updates as often as I can on a weekly basis. Granted, during football season, because I'm a huge college football fan, sometimes that gets delayed or sometimes there's a football game on the monitor next to me so I can still watch the game as it's going on. Just saying. But thanks for coming in, man. You were always welcome, Pop. Jump in, share some thoughts, whatever you want. Yeah. So as long as we, as the community, continue to foster the values of inclusiveness, the thorns can be thorny and they won't overtake things. That was my favorite part of Lit RPG Con. It was so family oriented, plus a bunch of cursing, but otherwise family oriented. I think it is one of those things where there are boundaries on there's a line in the genre, just like everything in culture and society. There's two sides of a coin. I think the great thing about the genre is many people are very much in the center. We don't really go to super fringe extremes. And I think the community is pretty forgiving of just like, hey, you know what? This wasn't my book. For me, I dropped it. I ended it because of this. And granted, you have the fans that are like, yeah, dude, screw you. That's fine. But for the most part, I feel like the community is super forgiving of just like, hey, man, it is what it is. It's okay. I don't feel like many people get too uptight about things. We're just like, hey, that's not my flavor of ice cream, you know? I love the fact that, you know, again, there's many people in the genre. We have different opinions on things, different views, but we've still kept that great part of society where it's like, hey, we can disagree and I still love you, dude. You know, you're still part of our community and that's what's awesome. We don't have to agree on everything, but we still have love for each other. We still support each other. That's what I love. That's what I think is so genuine about us. And that's where, like, you know, Alaron and I have a very special relationship with Alaron. I got to spend some quality time with him, and I'm like, dude, I've sat in your living room. And yes, it was also really great to be there and have him shout me out at the very beginning opening ceremony of like, oh yeah, and we had TJ Lombardi. We were playing Settlers of Catan, and we screwed him over because we didn't want him to win. I was like, yeah, thanks, Alaron. Like, I still want my fucking rematch, dude. But, you know, I got to stand and talk with him and spend quality time. And I just said, you know, Alaron, we don't agree on everything. We have difference of opinion. But, you know, and I don't agree with everything you've said or done. But I still love you, dude. I still have love for you. I still support you. That's what it's about. A lot of culture and society got away from that. And I really hope we come back to that. And at least that's what I try to do. I try to remind myself of that. So another idea. Good. I'm glad I could help, Pop. Yes. Love and mutual respect. 100%. 100%. Everyone is as mad as each other. It's great. That is true. That is true. Everyone is as mad as each other. And then there's the United Kingdom. You guys are a totally different level. But you guys are there all together. But we still love you. Agree. Yes, 100%. Okay, what else? Oh, God, what else do we need to talk about? I felt like there was something else special. I know, right? Well, it's only in the afternoon for him. So he's only about 4 p.m., I want to guess. I'm guessing. Oh God. Okay, so we were talking about Lit RPG Con. Oh, why I haven't been doing weekend updates. Okay. How do I say this without getting another shadow ban? My favorite part was hanging out with Boslo. Yeah, dude, such a gem. I just love Nick because Nick has no filter in person. I think he does a really good job of filtering himself on Facebook, on social media and stuff. But like there was definitely some unfiltered moments where he just said how he thought and felt, and I was like, yes, this is exactly the Nick Boslo I love. Oh my God, almost 6. Okay, so all right, so full disclosure, you guys, right? Golem Master 2 had just released June 20th. One of mine was snagging that vending machine book thing. Yep, there you go, pop. So Golem Master 2, June 20th, it came out. I had switched up my advertising campaign. I had done some modification. I was crushing it compared to previous months. My advertising was doing great. I was really happy. The series was getting some great momentum, great exposure. Sorry, could not have been happier. Fellow author, you guys know Angel Ramon. He was in the chat earlier. Love Angel to death. And he posted on his Facebook saying, hey guys, I'm struggling with procrastination. Do you guys have any suggestions of how I could get over it? And of course, me being me, I won't say it exactly how I said it, but I basically said, have you tried this white powder substance? But I put the word in there. Within a few minutes, maybe 20 tops, I get a notification from Facebook that their AI scraper caught my comment, immediately removed it, and banned me from doing live updates and advertising. Now, the part that was so frustrating was I could still comment, post, and react, like, share, love. I could still do all those things. But which makes no sense to me because my infraction was making a comment, a joke that went against their community standards or whatever. But instead of banning me on this, I could not advertise or go live for 30 days. I sent a screenshot to Angel, direct message. He was laughing because he's like, dude, that's hilarious. I'm not even upset. I'm like, I know, it's a joke. I rebutted the suspension, arguing this is a joke between friends. We're both authors. He blatantly knows this is a joke. And because of my 9-to-5 job of having to be on some social medias, there is a lot worse shit that y'all need to be censoring if this is what you're going to fucking do to people. So, rebutted it. It went up another level, still suspended. So I had to wait 30 days before I could advertise Golem Master again, before I could go live. That was one of the reasons why I've not done any live updates. And since that suspension, the momentum that I had gotten from my advertisements has not come back at all. Like, at all. Very frustrating. Very sad. So I'm just basically waiting for the audiobook to be released and then going to try another advertising push to try to get that momentum back and hopefully get some more exposure and hopefully get that ball rolling again. And if not, then I don't know. I'll have to figure something out. But it was the most crushing thing. Right before I head to Lit RPG Con to have all the momentum in my series just flatline. It was my highlight as well. Yeah. So appealing their shadow ban made Metadaddy mad, and he banned you more. Yes. He didn't ban me more. He just made sure that it stayed in place. Yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen. So anyways, that is the update. That is why I was not live for a month. I've still got to get my head around Amazon ads. It's insane, dude. It's insane. Right now, the algorithms are so ridiculous over there. I would say it's not even worth it. I know many authors who barely even deal with their Amazon ads right now because there's whatever changes they've made have just completely decimated authors. And I'm sorry, like what I am really happy about with Lit RPG Con was getting to meet Sound Booth Theater, getting to meet Jacob, hearing how they're working on the Sound Booth Theater app, and talking to him about like, dude, how do I get my book on your app? He's like, simple, email me. It will happen. So more than likely, Golem Master is going to be up exclusive on Audible. And then once we're done with book 2, it's going to be pulled down. And I'm going to be going non-exclusive to Audible and putting on the Sound Booth Theater app, because Sound Booth is actually trying to do something that our community is about and that's supporting all of us. When Amazon will charge me, here's a great example. Amazon charges me $6 to print Golem Master. The paperback is up for $17.99. I only make $3 and change off that sale. Think about that. That doesn't compute because of all their infrastructure that they need to. Sorry, man, it's not. It's the evil we have to deal with, but it's frustrating as hell. But I'm excited because stuff like Sound Booth Theater app, that's where we need to really support, is new platforms that are balanced out so that we can support indie authors and everything else. Anyways, okay, that was a tangent. Getting off topic, but that's the update. Yeah, wild. So that's where I even lowered the price of Golem Master on ebook. I had it up for $5.99. I lowered it down to $2.99. It was one of those things where I was like, you know what? I would much rather sell the book for cheaper and let people enjoy the story than having it at more of what an industry standard is. Simple as that. At the end of the day, like, what's the overall goal? To let people enjoy a cool story, kick-ass story. Okay, so without any other further ado, let's get to the thoughts of the week, because I really needed to hear these thoughts. I really needed to get this stuff. Let's go down here. All right, and let's share the screen. For those of you who are with us new, normally I will play the reel twice, so you really get to think about what's being said in it. And again, you guys, if you can't hear the audio, let me know right away. Hopefully it'll work. We only had issues one time, but hopefully it'll work. All right, I think I only have 3 videos for you guys.
Do you think you can change your life in a year?
Absolutely. I think Bill Gates was the one who said most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in 10 years. I kind of disagree. Sorry, Bill. I think most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in 1 year. You are 1 year of focus away from people calling you lucky. From people saying, oh, she just got lucky or he just got lucky. 1 year of focus, 1 year of asking the right questions, 1 year of clear intentions, 1 year of focused daily actions, you can change your entire life.
Do you think you can change your life in a year?
Absolutely. I think Bill Gates was the one who said most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in 10 years. I kind of disagree. Sorry, Bill. I think most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in 1 year. You are 1 year of focus away from people calling you lucky. From people saying, oh, she just got lucky or he just got lucky. 1 year of
All right,
focus.
Pop. We'll talk
year
later,
of
man.
asking
You
the
have a
right
great day.
questions. 1 year of clear intentions. 1 year of focused daily actions. You can change your entire life.
Do you think you can?
I would fully agree with that in so many ways, because for the first 6 months to a year when I was writing The Dying Breed, I didn't believe in myself, right? And I had to keep going to build the belief. But it was in book 2, The Dying Breed, Injustice, when I really focused in. I saw my skills developing. I saw my skills getting better and improving. And I was excited. And I was like, you know what? We're going to go for this. And I wrote Injustice. I wrote Enslavement. And then I was like, no, we need to take this up another notch. We're going to write Bloodbath. And then we're going to write Golem Master. Earlier in my younger 20s, like if I was 25, 26, and you said, TJ, I need you to focus on this for 3 to 4 to 5 years, and it will change your life, I would have been like, dude, I don't have time. I do not have time. I've got so much else going on. That's so much to take on. But now, almost at 40, if you were to tell me, TJ, focus on this for 3 to 5 years, it will change your life. Dude, okay, yeah, I can do that. I can absolutely do that, because now I have the perspective of knowing I can achieve that, and that time is going to fly by so fast. And now I have the better perspective of knowing how to break up that time, eat it away in chunks, and slowly move forward. And I think so many people just don't believe they can make such a huge change in just 1 year. Now, granted, you may not reach your goal in 1 year, but you can make such a huge change and make such a huge difference in just 1 year. Okay.
Sometimes where you're at is where you're just getting started. But so many of us want everything now that we start getting frustrated with God. We start to get impatient. We start to throw in the towel because what we want to happen isn't happening according to our timeline. You're waiting, but it's not wasted. In the waiting, he's preparing you. In the waiting, he's clearing a way for you. In the waiting, he's clearing the weeds. In the waiting, he's working. And that's the beautiful thing about God. If he started it, he's going to finish it. Sometimes where you're...
Now, I know that, not everyone is religious or spiritual. They may have a different view of God. That's fine. But I loved that thing too, is you can make all these changes in a year. You can make huge improvements in a year. And you may not reach that goal, and it may not be on your timeline, but that doesn't mean you still can't achieve so many great things. There's other factors, so many other factors at play within the world, within the universe, that are outside our control. But if we can keep focusing on the things that we can control, and a part of that is me devoting myself towards constantly improving on these skills, constantly improving on this craft, when that door opens, man, how great is that going to be? This year for me has been insane. 20th wedding anniversary. Congratulations, brother. Hit 50. Lit RPG Con. Passed my degree. And my book comes out on Tuesday. Not sure I'll ever beat it. Not with that negative attitude, Nick. Of course you'll beat it. Come on, man. Dude, just think about when you're turning 60, your 30th wedding anniversary. That'll be the 10th annual year of Lit RPG Con. You're going to have like your 400,000 book out because you're crushing it. But yeah, man, an insane year. And think about that. Like, think about if you had just given up at Wild Things, right? But that constant push of writing, that constant push of belief, and just working on it every day. And then lo and behold, here's Podium. Congratulations. We believe in your story. We love what you've written. We're willing to publish you. All because you didn't give up. And the other things, we're preparing you for the moment. And now you're going to be awesome. Because you're awesome.
Keep on getting stronger, keep on getting wiser, my dear. Keep on getting stronger.
God, I just love that song, that music. While you're overthinking and doubting yourself, someone else is looking at you, wondering how you do it all. Keep going. There's so many times, even this year, that I've wanted to quit and give up, with Golem Master even, and other things. And then I have had to come back to the comments. And one of those comments was on a post from Kyle Wilkinson. Because Kyle, has been just being the amazing person that he is. He's been posting these things he's been posting all these books, right? His experiences from Lit RPG Con, and all the things that he loves about the genre, all the books that he loves. And he posted Golem Master. And of course I said, hey, thanks, bro. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. I'm so glad you love it. And then this random stranger comments, and he's like, hey, TJ, Golem Master was one of the best books I've read in the last few months. Working my way through book 2 right now. So glad Kyle introduced me to them. And so it's comments like that that remind you, Rob would have never gotten to enjoy your story if you had given up. You may not be making $1 billion. You may not have the things you have. But for a moment of time, you got to give someone enjoyment that he considered better than a lot of other books, a lot of other things. So while you're overthinking and you're doubting yourself, someone else is looking at you wondering how you do it all. Someone else is quietly watching you, being inspired, being encouraged, and just happy that you don't give up. So keep going. All right. That is it, you guys. Those are my... Why is my layout not changing? There we go. Wow, that took forever to shift over. Yeah, you guys, those are the thoughts for the week. It's so easy to want to quit and want to give up. Just don't do it. Just keep going. So, comments, any other questions before we kick this off? And those are the weekend updates. So true. So true. But yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for everyone that showed up. It's been so great to see you all, to hear from you all. So great to have this coming back after a month plus of suspension. 10 a.m., you guys. We're only 3 weeks away from college football, so we may not have this much time in the near future. But again, I love you guys. To the Dying Breed community, Warrior Bernard, Fighters Maxwell, Foster, Q, Guardian Wilkie, Soldier, Boslow, Little Panda Aiden, Unwired, Jess, Defenders, LG, Jodan, Miss Aoife, Duck Commander Stephen Landry. Thank you so much, you guys. I love y'all. And I'll hopefully see you guys next week, as long as I don't get banned. All right, take it easy, guys.
Yeah, I don't believe in destiny. I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me. You ain't seen the rest. I just wanna be the best at what I know, better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes. Call me aggressive with my flow. Call me offensive even though yo, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right, it's not enough. Even though you try, you still mess up. But I'm still gonna fight for what I love. Still gonna die for what I love. Still gonna try, I won't give up. Still gonna fight until I've won. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left. And I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win. I won't stop till the end, no. Some injuries, mentally and physically. Studied them religiously so I don't repeat history. And people won't admit to me they don't want a victory bad enough to get a C. They'd rather just go leave it be. And oh, this journey I've been on since 13. Working hard and learning, never stopping searching. Yeah, it's burning, all this passion hurts me. I took action working, writing down these words. No, I'm not okay, I just wanna be something. I don't wanna be nothing, living all alone. No, I'm not alright, I'm just barely getting by. But I'll tell you I'm just fine, so you leave me alone. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left. And I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win. I won't stop till the end, no.